Of the three new Entertainment District characters, I would argue Inosuke has been the most fun to figure out so far. It's interesting how he retains some of the old Inosuke gimmicks, having really strong guard break potential as well as being an absolute reset monster, when his tools really couldn't be any more different than the ones the original Inosuke had. And so in this video we'll take a look at everything this character has so you can decide whether or not this is someone you want to try out, and if this is a good addition to Demon Slayer Hinokami Chronicles. And if you're looking for the other Entertainment District characters, we've already released a video for Tanjiro and Zenitsu. Make sure to check them out. This version of Inosuke has the exact same attacks as the current Inosuke in the game, the same normal combos, the same jumping attacks, the same strong attack, and the same grab. What's not the same is his surge animation. He's got a new one, just like the other two characters. But outside of that, pretty much everything else remains the same. He still has the same damage multiplier and everything. He did receive quite the nerf compared to the first Inosuke, and that was to his dash speed. Instead of a level 2 dash speed, he's now a level 1. So he's quite slow, this character, but I would argue that thanks to his new kit, his neutral is definitely better than before. Inosuke's normals were always quite good. The character didn't suffer because of bad normals, so he's got a good foundation to start building a good character. The grab, even though it has very short range, is one of the fastest in the game, and it's the thing that gives Inosuke his immense reset potential. With that, let's check out how his special moves complete his moveset. First up, his skill is Slice and Dice. Inosuke will quickly slash up the enemy in a move that's really fast and has great recovery too. This is Inosuke's go-to combo ability. It does everything. You can combo into it from any of his attacks, you can keep the combo going for free after it hits, and if the opponent you're comboing happens to be airborne, it's even better, because this lets you dash up for free, and that's even if Inosuke himself is airborne. It gives you a free dash as soon as you hit the ground. This skill gives Inosuke a ton of combo freedom. Just don't put it right at the end of the combo, because this single skill is actually 4 hits. So if you're at the combo limit, only the first of those 4 hits will connect, and that will nerf the ability's damage significantly. But if you do it before the combo timer runs out, it's incredible for resets. If the opponent is on the ground, this gives you an auto-timed grab reset where the opponent has to jump away from it, they cannot mash there. And if they're in the air, this ability will make sure that they land standing up. Now the opponent can mash here if you go for a grab, so you might have to bait their buttons with something else. On block, this skill is also unbelievably good. Not only is it plus on block, it goes into a true block string if the opponent doesn't push you back. And it deals a ton of guard damage. It's really not hard to guard break after hitting with a few of these. Though be careful, because again, this ability is 4 hits. If the last of the 4 hits is the one that guard breaks, that's perfect. You have plenty of time to do stuff. But if the guard breaks before the last hit, then they won't be stunned for long, and you gotta be careful. Also, as if this ability wasn't good enough already, it generates a good chunk of meter. With this ability alone, Inosuke can set up resets, deal damage, break guards, and generate special meter. It's a wonderful start, but his amazing kit doesn't stop there. Next up, tilt skill is called Slice. Inosuke will dash up towards the opponent and then do a vertical slice that will pop them up. Once again, this ability can be useful for combos. You can attack for free after connecting with it, or throw your skill button if you want to dash up for free and deal bigger damage with an air combo. But this ability's main focus is enforcing its own neutral, as Inosuke is fully armored during the dash. Now the armor starts a bit late, so as a reversal, this move isn't great. And it ends before Inosuke does the slash, so he is vulnerable for a short period there as well. But thanks to its tracking, especially the jumping version of this move, the ground version's tracking isn't anything great, but the jumping version is fantastic, and it can be so oppressive in neutral. This ability can also be charged, which will delay the dash a little bit while increasing the damage the ability deals. However, this isn't an ability that you can just throw out mindlessly. On top of having a big startup, making it easy to parry, on block, the move is actually unsafe. If the opponent is simply blocking, you can throw a skill to make it safe, but if the opponent push blocks it, the punish is guaranteed. At that point, you need an assist to be safe, whether by having the assist back you up or switching to the next character. That will be required against higher level opponents. Luckily, that's also when this ability shines the most. Pairing this with an assist or switch tech makes it extremely oppressive in neutral and allows Inosuke to enforce his own game plan. If he wants to get in your face, he will definitely do it. Finally, we have his guard skill, Palisade Bite. This is a very weird move. First of all, it's unblockable. It just goes through guards. But at the same time, the opponent can push block it and even parry this move, which usually only happens when a move can guard break, not a fully unblockable. On hit, it will crumple the opponent and you can combo for free afterwards, but you don't have enough time to go for a grab or a strong attack unless you are switching characters. But this is a wonderful reset tool for Inosuke, even if it has those unexpected downsides. The startup is very slow, which looks like a downside at first, but it's the perfect timing for some reset setups. It's usually vulnerable to buttons, so if the opponent is mashing while getting hit, it's probably a bad idea to put this in a combo, but utilizing switch tech and some conditioning, you can definitely make these resets airtight. And if you want to use this to mix up an opponent, even if they dodge out of the way, this move has very good recovery. It's extremely hard to punish it on whiff. And last but not least, we've got his ultimate. Inosuke's Boar Rush got promoted from a skill move to an ultimate activation. It's got good range, and if it connects, Inosuke and his pet mice will treat us to this wonderful animation. As an assist, I fully believe Inosuke is now one of the best supports in the game. Slice and Dice is just as good of an assist as we described it earlier. For damage, it's 4 hits, which is not ideal for scaling, but it's good for enabling guard breaks. Throwing this out when pressuring an opponent will deal so much damage to their guard that it will make any character a threat on block. And his second assist, Slice, is an armored dash, making this the first ever armored assist in the game. And that is such a big help in neutral, especially against zoners. Do remember that it takes a while for the armor to start up, so the assist could be hit before it kicks in, but after that small activation, there's very little that can stop Inosuke from zooming right into the target. And now that we know his moves, here's my opinion about the character as a whole. This version of Inosuke can actually deal decent damage if he wants to, and he has a couple of good routes to achieve this. Going into the air for jumping attacks and jumping skills seems to be his biggest damage option, and thanks to the free dashes after the skill, he doesn't have to spend all of his meter to get decent damage. It's great. And the fact that he can deal damage means that he doesn't always need to go for resets, and that makes the resets that much more unpredictable. Opponents don't just have to guess what type of reset you're going for, they're wondering if you're even going to reset to begin with. That said, I've found him to be a bit of an assist-intensive character, because you can definitely enforce your neutral with tilt skill, but if the opponent knows anything about this character, they'll start punishing those attempts really fast, unless you are covered by an assist. And to make a lot of his resets safer, switch tech is also going to be required. Luckily, every time you get a hit on your opponent, if you're using the skill button, you can generate a ton of special meter. And that will allow Inosuke to boost and get those assist bars back. But should anything go wrong, it's very likely that there will be no assist to help you escape. I love that they kept Inosuke's playstyle of resets and guard breaks while covering one of the character's biggest flaws, which was his inability to enforce his own neutral. At the same time, it feels like a completely different game plan, even if the end result is the same. CyberConnect 2 managed to make Inosuke feel like a new character while going for the same gimmick, and that's really impressive. And that's it for the Entertainment District characters. I couldn't find a good place to mention this in the last 3 videos, but Tengen actually has new winning poses. With every single one of the Entertainment District characters, you're gonna see something new if you win a match, so if you get a chance, check it out. He's a solid teammate for all 3 of them, so if you're curious, you might even get to see these victory screens yourself. And thank you so much for your support on these last 3 videos. Earlier this week, we hit some record low views, which is always demoralizing as a YouTuber. But these last 3 videos have been a real pick-me-up, because you guys have just blown them up. Thank you so much for that. And as always, thank you very much for watching. My name is Globku, and I'll see you next time. Bye!